and I want to like I want to give the context behind it.
Hmm.
Like once we go like live,
Yeah.
live,
Yeah.
because I want to ask you this question, and I want to get like the live reaction of because
Far away in the darkness, all of my allies have gone. I'm lost, sure that the madness keeps all the others as one. I can't foresee what will happen. My future seems cloudy and gray.
Just you wait in the garden to be washed out by the rain.
Purity of
Light of
life,
life,
don't get blown of the night. It'll rest inside
in your mind.
Remember, don't open your eyes. Purity of life.
the third official episode of the Chaoticast. I'm your host. It's Chase, joined by.
Hello, it's me, Ganas. How's it going, everybody?
I was waiting for you to be like, you're looking good, just like you did last week. It's like, oh man.
Hey, no. Today I'm more in a friendly mood. And just
Oh, so
saying
they're not
hello
looking
to
good?
everybody. I mean, yes, they are. They're definitely looking
Mm,
good.
that's true.
Especially
True.
you watching right there. Yeah, you. You look good.
You listening.
Yeah, you
It's a
listening. You
podcast.
also look good.
Yeah.
You listen good too.
You sound good.
You sound good.
God. So it's been a week since we last talked. I'm going to gloss over the fact we just got done streaming Pico Park a little over an hour ago.
Pico, what?
So yeah. So for those of you that are listening to this, yes, we finally played Pico Park in 2025.
Mhm.
What are your first impressions of Pico Park, Ganaz?
I fucking loved it. It has no
Well, I
business being that fucking funny.
genuinely, for those of you that are listening to this, like, go check out the VOD. The YouTube video will be out at some point in the future. I hit my microphone. But it, we genuinely have not laughed at a game, like the three of us laughing that hard at the game in a
In a
very
while.
long time.
Yeah, it's been a
Uh,
while.
Probably the one there was a like one Gang Beast one where we were glad the birds were glitching out,
Oh yeah.
and we were like that one we were laughing pretty hard. But I want to say the last time that like we were all just not able to breathe laughing so hard, I want to say was the Stress Muffin clip in Satisfactory, like
Probably.
well
Yeah.
over a year ago.
Probably. Yeah. More than
But it
likely.
was. I will admit, so when Justin first pitched that, I was a bit apprehensive because it was one of those things that it, we have. It was one of those things like we have such a like wide variety of games that we have played
Mhm.
that I didn't want to play new ones, but I do get your guys' point of those games that we have played are kind of stale and repetitive to a certain regard.
Yeah. We've
So
been
it's just
doing
like
them for
going
way
back
too
to
long.
them and yeah, it's going back to them like Gang Beast and stuff like that. It's like yeah, it's good if it's like a once in a while thing, but
Yeah, not that much. It
yeah.
can get overplayed.
Mm-hmm. And Rubber Bandits is pretty similar as well in that the same
Yeah.
tone.
I mean, no, like, don't get me wrong. It's always a good time,
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
yeah, but it can be tiresome.
Mm-hmm. Yup. But I mean, it was super fun to finally like play a new game on stream. I'm hoping anyone that did tune in enjoyed it, and look forward to possibly playing more games akin to that in the future.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
Hopefully.
So, yeah. So I have a question for you, sir.
Okay, ask away.
What is your favorite video game trailer? Like announcements, trailer, anything like that. Like, and not just because. And here's gonna be the hard part. And not just because like, oh, it was a super fun game, but
No,
the
just a
trailer
trailer.
itself. Yeah, the trailer itself. Like, whether it be like the score, the cinematics, the sound design.
That's a really
Looking at
good
it,
question.
that's the one I've been holding on to for like well over a week, like almost a whole week. Was just that question specifically of what's your favorite video game trailer? Because
Yeah.
I've got mine.
Okay, which one is yours?
Forza Horizon 4.
Okay, why is it your favorite?
Because the music that they have is a song called "I Can See for Miles" by, I'm looking it up right now, by Surfing the Apocalypse,
Mhm.
and it's so you're Surfing the Apocalypse with Chelsea Davis. I'm not sure to say her name, as the vocalist. However,
Mhm.
they've modified the song for that trailer. It's not exactly as what you can listen to it like on Spotify and stuff like that.
Mhm.
They added they basically, you know, those like the remixes that you see on like TikTok of like this song but like epic version of it.
Yeah.
They basically did that with this. There's harder like drum beats like later on in the song. It seems like there's more of a build up, more of a crescendo in certain aspects of it. The visuals, beautiful, because I believe that Forza Horizon 4 was one of the first games to feature in the Forza series to feature a kind of dynamic weather pattern. So we're kind of showing that off. Visually, as a car guy, the vehicle just is so damn good. The cinematic shots that they've got, the transitions that they have,
Yeah.
just
Give me 1 second, bro.
Yep,
You have to entertain the chat for a moment.
that's fine. Yeah, just the trailer. Like, yeah. If you're listening to this, take time and go. It's only like 2-3 minutes long. Go watch specifically the E3 announcement of Forza Horizon 4 on YouTube. It's on the IGN's YouTube channel. And it's just, it is so good. Yep, Forza Horizon 4 reveal trailer, E3 2018, IGN. Just, it's so good. Like, I can't even begin to describe. Just 2 minutes long, and it's, in my opinion, one of my favorite trailer, video game trailer. Because again, from a cinematic point of view, it's just stellar. I've been dying as one of those things that, and kind of my personal philosophy is going to be going on to the future with any kind of LOC entertainment projects, is that anytime we have a kind of remix of a song in a sense, so say for example this Surfing the Apocalypse cover, or the Surfing Apocalypse I Can See for Miles song, the specific version that was used in this trailer is only for this trailer. Like there's no just isolated audio of that. And I wish there was which is why if we ever go that route in the future with LSC Entertainment of, all right, so this game that we're making, this game, for example, not actually happening yet. Say we're doing a game for a Project Goals. A song that we've licensed, mix it up a little bit, and we put like our own little twist on it. I would see if I would do everything in my power to make it so we could upload our version of the song, even if it's not monetized, just so people get to listen to it. Because I want to have the reveal trailer song on repeat, and I can't because it's nowhere else except for in the trailer.
Damn.
Oh, welcome back.
Hello, I'm back.
He's alive.
And
He's alive.
And hello, darling.
Hello.
And I'm sorry for everybody. It got loud for a second there. I accidentally opened the game, and it got really loud.
Connaz.
It was an accident.
Connaz. Unbelievable.
I know. I know. So, giving a little bit more thought to your question, I would have to say probably my favorite one is for a game that hasn't come out.
Oh.
And we don't know if it's ever gonna come out. And the trailer dropped, I want to say like 6 years ago.
Okay.
And there's been no news since for this game.
Is it Elder Scrolls 6?
No.
Oh.
No. Star Wars Eclipse.
Star Wars Eclipse. I not heard of that.
So the trailer was this majestic, gorgeous.
Oh, it's 3 years ago.
Oh, 3 years ago. Well, it was this majestic, gorgeous look of very cinematic Star Warsy thing that looked to be set up in like the old Republic era.
Oh, I remember this trailer now.
It looks good.
Okay.
And ever since that trailer dropped, we have never heard about the game again.
Really?
Really.
That's surprising.
It's more than surprising, it's very fucking unfortunate. But yeah, we haven't heard about it again. But yeah, I really wanted that game to be out. It looked amazing. The cinematics were amazing.
Yeah.
The music in it was top notch. I don't know. It was really, really interesting to see what they were proposing, but it never came to be. It hasn't come to be. We haven't heard anything about it. We don't know if it's even in development still. So
yeah, that's the hard part with something like that. It's just like, so. Actually, how do you feel about that? So you've got when you have this like a game studio, they announce this game, and then just go ghost for months, years, even.
That's bullshit, honestly. Like, I get trying to keep some secrecy regarding your game. I get that, but honestly, there's one thing to be secret about it, and there's a whole other thing to completely disappear off the face of the earth. And personally, like, at least give us some updates, a little bit. Like, we would like to know what's going on with your game, with something you're doing.
I feel like if we were to go through with Project Noiris, I guess my personal policy would be like, all right, I'm not going to be very open and transparent with what everything we're doing is, but it'll be much along the lines of, hey, like, here's this project update. Like, this section of the game is done, or this section's in this phase and whatnot. But I wouldn't really go into detail about a lot of it because I would want to save that for the community to experience themselves,
Yeah.
especially with like down the line. The plan for Project Noirs is to have a lot of lore in it as well for the world of Essentria.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's tough. Of all right, like just a pulse would be nice. I mean, I know with like over at Bethesda, a lot of people are kind of just like, all right, are they doing Elder Scrolls 6? Are they not doing Elder Scrolls 6? Especially with the sudden drop of the Oblivion like remake, essentially.
Yeah.
That one just because that trailer dropped out of nowheres, and at the very end, it was literally just like the game's out now, and everyone was just it was a mad scramble to Steam. I remember
Yeah.
everyone was just so confused, which honestly, kudos for Bethesda because that's ballsy to drop a trailer out of thin air without anybody knowing that you were working on the game, and then to turn around and be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, it's out now."
Yeah, that takes balls.
That's actually really smart marketing because in today's modern age, you really don't build up hype anymore.
Yeah.
It has to be that kind of, and this is what I absolutely despise. It can't be, oh, we're gonna build up hype. It's got to be, all right, we got to make this splash the biggest splash possible, because the second like the splash is done, people are just gonna turn away to the next biggest splash. It's not gonna be, all right, let's keep an eye on this guy to make sure like he's all right. It's just, oh, he hit the water. Okay, does a decent splash, but moving on.
Yeah. It's weird because I get the whole dropping it so suddenly. I think that was a very smart move on Bethesda's side. But then again, a lot of people did not get to see the trailer when it just dropped. Like a lot of people learned about this, the whole Oblivion remake afterwards. I, for once, I learned about it like a week after it came out.
Yeah,
And I was like, whoa, wait, when did they announce this? Like, what the hell? I was not
yeah.
ready for it. But
I think I
yeah,
was like a few days afterwards.
yeah, something like that. Which I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good to have it. Like, oh, it's the surprise of having it. But like, I would have loved to wait for it. You know?
Yeah, and that's the hard part is it's you've got like the sort of like older style of gamers where it's just like you see something get announced and it's just like, all right, I'm gonna like mark the dates for this. I think when Starfield came out or something, because it was the next big Bethesda game, everyone was kind of like waiting in anticipation and like took those days off from work to play Starfield
Yeah.
upon launch. And I mean, that obviously backfired.
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Uh, but yeah, it's just it's weird seeing that kind of surprise drop anymore.
Yeah, it's weird to see. But I don't know. I thought it was a cool thing because like I was saying, on one side, oh, like I did not get to hype up this game. I did not get to wait for it to drop. Like, oh well, it's fine, it's okay. But on the other end, it's like, well, it's here already. Like I don't have to wait for it. If I want to
Right.
play it, I'll just buy it and get it, you know? But like there's nothing stopping me other than my wallet.
Yeah. Because I know there's one, I'm blanking the game name right now, but basically it's this like I keep seeing it on TikTok. It's essentially this like camper van car game. Basically, it's just like, are you familiar with Snow Runner, like the spin tire series.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that in a sense. Let me see if I can find what the game name is.
Is it the one where you're on a
It's called
train?
no, Art of Rally.
Oh, yeah, I know it.
Yeah. Apparently this dude's been like he's been publishing these videos, like he's been talking about this game for 3 years now, and it keeps showing gameplay footage, and it looks playable. It looks solid. It's just not out yet, and people are getting fed up
Yeah, that's the other
because it's
side of
not
that
out
coin.
yet. Because he's overbuilding hype.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with that. That's the other side of that coin. Like, yeah, you can overbuild the hype, and that's not great either. You gotta
Yeah,
be careful with the hype you make.
you gotta it's you gotta find that fine balance
Hmm.
of all right, we want to make sure that we get like the proper amount where we still get like basically like peak sales in a sense, because that's at the end of the day a lot of what people's concerns are.
Yeah.
But so kind of the twofold here. One, do you think other game studios will take note of Bethesda's success with Oblivion?
Hmm.
Because uh, and do like a sudden just out of the blue drop like them? And do you think that in the future, not like in the next like year or two, but say like 5 years, because that's what it seems like the cinema industry takes like 5 years to kind of catch up with some things.
Hmm.
Do you think there will be a kind of just movie, like no trailers or anything, just movie, like silent movie drops, like big name movie drops, and then the trailer comes out, it's just like, check out this movie, you can go watch it in theaters now?
Well, I mean, I do believe that's already happening here and there. I do believe some stuff that, for example, Netflix drops, some of it just comes out. Like they don't
Well, yes,
they don't do anything else before, and they just are like, "Hey,
it's
here's the
out now.
trailer.
Yeah,
It's here."
I'm saying like out in theaters, like
Yeah, yeah.
big movies.
Yeah, yeah. The thing with that is, normally people are like so on top of that stuff. I don't think they can get ahead of and just drop it, especially for bigger franchises. Like it might happen with smaller movies, but
Oh
you
yeah.
probably cannot do that with an MCU movie. Probably cannot do that with a Star Wars movie. Like shit is getting leaked all the time.
Oh yeah. No, I mean that's something that like if we ever get to like as a group get to the size of having the budget where I could turn around and be like, sweet, my book sold really well. I'm going to adapt it to a TV show now. Do I have y'all's a green light to do that? And
Mm,
if y'all say yes, you have the green light to do that, I'm gonna go do that.
yeah.
And in the back of my mind, I know kind of how I want to like structure it in a sense
Mhm.
where uh like when like recording it or filming it.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's one of the. It's like, how do you like avoid like major leaks and stuff like that when I want to try and like have people be kind of like open about
Yeah.
things, but that's also like fuck like 10 years down into the future. So
Yeah, of course. No, but the other thing is normally for those kind of movies, like it's kind of hard to not uh get leaks, and also it's kind of hard to get sales and make it a big movie if you don't overhype it first, too.
that's true.
Like
Unless it's like a name brand movie. If it's a Disney movie, that's not a live action fucking
not
remake.
even then, not even then, because it
Fair.
it happened with that one movie, Wish, and it's happening right now with the other movie that just came out, Elio, I think it's called.
Elio?
Yeah. Uh, they did next to no promotion for those movies and they flopped. I mean, I don't know how Elio is doing right now, but I started seeing marketing for Elio like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago.
I started seeing marketing for Elio last week.
Yeah, so I was like, wait, what? There's a new Disney movie coming out? Like, what the hell? Like, we were not in the loop for this, you know? So, and the same happened when Wish came around. I learned about the movie Wish uh, because they started doing a promotion on TikTok when it was already out.
Hmm.
I was like, wait, is this a Disney movie? Like, this is the movie they're doing for the 100 years of Disney? Like, why didn't anybody say shit?
I found an article about Elio. This is gonna be great. So before I read this article to you,
Mhm.
I'd like to say that I know like what I saw for Elio. Like the only promotion thing I saw for Elio was a bloopers reel, like old Pixar, that they
Okay.
brought. Like it was basically like they brought them back, and it was just like the VA for one of the like aliens or whatever, like flubbing their lines, and it's just like aliens just like that. Can we go back and redo that?
Mm.
And it's just like you hear like the background noise and stuff like that, and like another like they animated the bloopers reels like they did back in old Pixar.
Yeah.
So this article,
Mhm.
you're gonna get a fucking kick out of this. This was posted today, 8 hours ago.
Okay.
Again, the San Francisco Chronicles. Take it with a grain of salt.
Mhm.
Pixar fires back at fans slash critics on social media after Elio flops.
There it goes.
Pixar is clearly frustrated by the dismal box office performance of its latest feature, Elio, and it's starting to hit back at its critics on social media. The Emerald-based animation studio owned by Disney recently posted a video to Instagram that follows a new internet trend where people share hard truths off screen and they pretend they don't know where the source of the statement is.
Mhm.
Fucking really? I didn't even see this. That's amazing. In this case, an unidentified woman sitting in a car looking off screen when she says, "Stop complaining that Disney doesn't make original stories if you don't show up to the movie theaters and support them in the first place."
Mhm.
And it after a sound effect that alerts the woman that she's being filmed, she looks at the camera and says, "Oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one in the car." She then holds up a poster for Elio and says, "Anyways, there's a new original story from Disney Pixar called Elio. You
Mhm.
should go and support it." Elio opened in theaters on June 20th and so far is the worst performing Pixar movie in its history, despite strong reviews, including by the Chronicle. As of Monday, June 30th, which is today,
Yeah.
it holds a 83% approval rating by critics and 91% from audiences review on aggregate website Rotten
Okay.
Tomatoes, whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, in 2 weekends in theaters, 2 weekends, Jesus,
Mhm.
the $150 million film, approximately, about a lonely boy who becomes a galactic ambassador for Earth, has grossed about 42 million domestically and 72 million globally.
Damn, it's not doing good at all.
Last year's Inside Out grossed 1.7, or Inside Out 2 grossed 1.7 billion in the global box office,
Jesus
becoming
Christ.
briefly becoming the highest grossing animated film of all time. So, what the fuck is this movie even about?
Elio,
Because
it looks good. I saw the trailer. Nope, and I went to see a movie recently. I think we went to see Lilo and Stitch, and
mhm,
we saw the trailer, and it doesn't look bad. Like it looks actually kind of fun. We actually kind of want to go watch it.
yeah.
Uh, but we haven't gone. And I knew it was gonna be a flop because it hasn't been marketed. There's no
Well,
marketing for this movie.
here's the other thing that I feel like is the the big thing,
Mm,
which is I hate to say it, but I feel here's what I feel like.
mm,
Kids movies in theaters is dying because It pains me to say, kids do not have the attention span to sit through a hour and a half, 2 hour, 2.5 hour movie
Yeah.
and not try and like multitask and be on their phones or it I don't think, especially
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, when all right, so over the weekend on Saturday, my family and I, we went to go watch the F1 movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now we paid for what were called Jesus Christ, I'm not blanking the thing. They're like, it's not quite 4DX. It was like Cinemark's take on Regal's 4DX.
Okay.
The seats like vibrated a little bit.
Oh, gotcha.
That was $20 a seat.
Mm-hmm.
Regular seats was $15. No, it was like $12 a seat.
Mm-hmm.
So for 4 people, that's $50 to go watch a movie, not including popcorn.
Yeah.
And all right, so it's $50 to do that. All right.
Yeah.
And a lot of these animated movies, like with Pixar and stuff like that, they'll be out on Disney Plus in 3 weeks, anyways. 3-4 weeks, anyways.
Yeah.
They come out on these streaming platforms. So what happens is the parents just take, because the kids don't watch TV anymore. They really don't watch like YouTube, and it's mainly just like TikTok and shit or whatever the
Yeah.
kids watch nowadays. I don't even know, but they just don't. They're not paying attention to where this stuff is being advertised nowadays.
Yeah.
And then again, the limited attention span because everyone's trying to, or they all have screens now,
Mm-hmm.
and cost of just going to the movies in general. They're not gonna want to go watch to sit through this movie.
Yeah.
And when they know it's going to be on Disney Plus in 4 weeks, because
Yeah.
when it's on Disney Plus, the kid can watch it then.
Yeah, that is true. That is a thing, and the fact that nowadays movies hit the streaming services way faster than they did before. Like when streaming services started, I remember, oh, this movie came out in theaters. Oh, it's gonna take about 3 months for it to hit the streaming service, and it did. And it was also like before that, before we even had streaming services, we had to wait a few months for it to even be on cable TV
Yeah,
or to be able to get a physical copy. It was not right away. It took a while.
as on DVD and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah. So that was cool, but I mean, right now everything is so immediate. Like there's movies that are hitting theaters that are at the same time hitting streaming services, and I'm like, damn. It's
yeah.
like why would I watch it on the cinemas if it's already on the streaming services? I mean, I love going to the cinema. I love watching movies on the big screen. It's really really cool. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people might just be like, well, it's already on Netflix. Instead of going to the movies, let's just watch it in bed.
Exactly. It. You mean it's like from a cost perspective, it is so much cheaper nowadays to watch. So, what's Disney Plus a month right now? Like $7, $8.
I'm not sure, but I want to say about that. I want to say you're not that far off.
Holy fuck!
Ah, you are that far off then.
That is roadkill.
How much?
I need to see, because of course this is the first thing I read is the Google's AI thing, and I don't trust that.
Yeah, no, don't trust that.
Is that okay? What if you just want?
I don't know what he's looking at, but it's probably not good.
Okay. This is horseshit. Disney Plus Basic. Disney Plus with ads. With ads
Yeah,
is $10 a month.
sounds about right.
If you don't want ads, 16 or $160 a year.
That's fucked up. The fact that there are now ads in a paid service, it's so weird to me. I honestly
So
don't get it.
here's what you get with the basic plan. Disney Plus with ads supports up to 5.1 audio, experience video quality up to 4K Ultra HD and HDR, stream on multiple devices at the same time. Cool. Disney Plus Premium. Disney Plus no ads. Immersive sound with up to Dolby Atmos audio. Experience up to the quality to 4K Ultra HD and HDR. Stream on multiple devices at the same time. Downloads on up to 10 devices. So with a basic bit, so $10 a month, you don't even get to download your thing. So if you're going on a flight,
Good
you
luck.
can't watch a movie. Yeah, can't watch a
Yeah.
movie. And because to kick you while you're down, so as everyone knows, Disney with the whole kind of you're not allowed to share your password with your friends and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Extra member. So the basic plan is an additional $7 a month per extra person,
Damn.
which is almost the price of a full just fucking subscription.
Yeah.
The premium is $10 a month.
Uh-huh.
So it's literally a way to enjoy Disney Plus with your family and friends, even if they're not in the same house. Stream on one device at a time. Create and access only one profile. Access to the same content and features as the account holder, and then you can find further information. Da 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 da. That's just Jesus Christ.
That's rough.
Because I haven't used Disney Plus in like over a year, 2 years.
I'm just glad
think
it comes with my ISP.
Yeah, lucky bastard. I think last time I think I watched Kenobi, and I think the last time I used it, I had was went right before Kenobi came out.
Yeah.
After, because I watched Kenobi and then I didn't watch anything else afterwards. That's just Jesus, $10. So all right. So you go to your average movie theater ticket is, we'll say, an adult ticket is $12. We'll say.
Okay.
You would
Gotta say, going to the
basically-
movies in the US is expensive.
Yeah. Just look at the fucking the food and drink prices over here. Like the tickets compared to food and drinks is surprisingly cheap. Because that's what they get you a lot of the time is food and drink.
Oh well, no, that's everywhere in the world though.
Oh yeah, it's
But yeah, like to make a comparison, let me take a look over here. How much is a movie ticket in like the regular or in the more expensive? So I'll just. Why do I have to do this? I'm gonna go for the one that we always go to. So for an adult to go watch in the middle class, not the cheapest room, but not the most expensive one. It's per person 160 pesos, which
Mm-hmm.
roughly translates to 8.54 USD.
That's on par with some of the theaters that I've seen over here.
Yeah, and that's on the
Do,
premium rooms.
do you want to know what's sad?
Well,
The nicest movie theater that
mhm.
I've ever been to, like aesthetically pleasing wise,
Yeah.
was the cheapest tickets.
Okay.
So when I was out visiting my buddy Max out in Illinois
Mhm,
a few years back,
mhm.
we had gone to watch, I can't remember what movie it was, the first one we watched.
Huh.
We'd gone to watch a movie at this one theater, and like we walked in, and like I was like, damn, this is like a really beautiful looking theater. There
Yeah.
was a piano that was like just like playing itself. There was like this nice
Okay.
chandelier. Yeah, yeah. There's like this really nice chandelier, but like other than that, it looked like a slightly higher quality theater. Like you had like your normal concession stand and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, this is a fancy ass theater. He's looking at me like, the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, bitch, you've been to where I live. You know I have nothing like this out there. He's, fair enough.
Yeah.
I said, I have another theater to show you tomorrow. I was like, all right. So we went to go watch one of the John Wick movies.
Mhm.
So we go up this flight of stairs, and we enter this like the concessions room, which didn't even look like a concessions room. It looked like a fucking billiards bar. There was pool tables. There was a bar with fucking like everything you could dream of to do mixed drinks and shit.
Yeah.
It was a stunning. The
Mhm.
tickets was $8 a person,
Okay.
and we got to play pool for. We got there early, so we got to sit there and play pool. Oh, it was great. It was such an amazing experience.
Mhm.
We go into the theater. We sit in the middle, like we're in smack dab in the middle. Full on reclining chairs, like
Yeah.
electronic reclining chairs. There's a little swing out table because it
Yeah.
was a full, like there was a menu. I could have gotten steak and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The red flag should have been there was no food prices on that menu.
Okay.
I got a drink, he got a drink, I got some gummy bears.
Uh-huh.
Each large drink was like $12. The gummy
Jesus
bears
Christ.
was like $10. Because we didn't even get popcorn. I don't
Yeah.
even want to know how much that steak was because it would look like it looked like a really good steak. But fuck me, that would have been the most expensive steak I have ever bought in my entire life.
Probably, yeah.
Because at the very end of the movie, Buddy's coming out. He's just like, yeah. He hands me the receipt. Why he hands me the receipt, I don't know. Probably because I look like I'm 40. And he hands me the receipt. I'm looking at, and he like pulls out the card reader or whatever.
Mm.
And the lights, the house lights aren't even on yet. It's dark. I can't see a thing. I just see a card reader in front of me. So I put my card in and fucking do the thing. Take it out. He walks away, looking at the receipt. I'm like, holy shit. Max says, what's wrong? I said, look at this. He goes, fuck me.
Damn.
Yeah, so that was roadkill, but yeah, it's just
Yeah.
shit's expensive.
So, I was while you were talking about that, I was checking prices for the VIP film rooms
Mm.
um, down here in Mexico, which have all the features you just mentioned.
Yeah.
The reclining chairs, fully automatic too, the little uh, swing out table, uh, waiters that come to your place to take your order and stuff. And they are around $12.
Yeah, see, like stuff like that, it's surprising because there's like reasonably priced stuff. It's just like, okay. And then the food, it's where it gets you.
Yeah, yeah, the food is where it gets us. Cause yeah, we can like get a lot of stuff, but honestly, like it is like it is expensive right there, but it might not be as expensive as I'm thinking it is. So I'm right now checking to see some of the stuff. So let's see. The popcorn is around $5. Same goes for the sodas though. Fucking the fucking expensive one is like $6 for a
Hmm.
glass of soda.
Yeah.
Nachos are just 2 pesos um, cheaper than the popcorn. But then you start getting into the snacks like
Yeah.
sliders and stuff, and that's where it gets you. That's where it
Get the
goes
price. Yep.
pricier. Like there, I'm looking at a pack of three little sliders with some fries, and it's
Jesus.
235 pesos, which is around $12, a little bit over $12.
Yeah. The most I've ever spent on a single ticket for a movie theater. Now, I feel like the motherfucking thing was justified.
Uh,
So, are you familiar with the 40X theaters?
yes, of course. I went to see Moana there, and it was a horrible experience.
Why?
To be fair, Dope and I got the tickets to watch that because if we bought the tickets in 40X to watch it on the premiere, we got a free Lorcana card.
Okay. Fair enough. But like, what made it a horrible experience though? Like the movie, the seats
Well,
itself.
for starters, the glasses. We can't really stand the 4DX glasses.
Oh, you don't need to wear like
I know we
the ones
don't
up here.
have
You
to
don't need to
wear
wear
them.
them.
I know we don't have to wear them. Like you could see the movie without the glasses, but it was weird to watch it without the glasses too.
Oh, they're not
And
even. It's not even 3D up here. They don't even. I don't even think the glasses are a thing up here.
well, in here the 4DX ones they also have 3D
Mm,
uh integrated, so that's that. And then there also was ton of kids, even though we
of
went to
course.
like the latest one we could, so that we wouldn't have to deal with as many kids.
Should have pulled a page out of Justin's book when he went to go watch How to Train Your Dragon at 9 o'clock in the fucking. No kid wakes up early on a weekend.
I mean, we went to see it, I think, on a Thursday.
Oh, so glasses, the kids. But what about like the seats though?
That was a whole other experience. It was terrible.
At least like Moana wasn't as bad as some of the other movies that you could have seen in 40X for your first 40X experience.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not my first 40X experience
Oh,
either, because there used to be uh, down in the Six Flags down here
mm-hmm.
in Mexico. There used to be like a 4DX theater inside that had a SpongeBob movie in it, but that was made for 4DX.
Oh,
It wasn't adapted into 4DX.
it was made for it.
It was made for it, and that was cool because you could actually go like wee.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, honestly, I'm not a fan of 4DX. And there were a lot of kids, and then there was water involved, and it was like, what the
Well, of
hell is
course,
going
yeah.
on here?
I had Shang-Chi as my first 40X experience. And it was literally like I had the day off from work, like when Shang-Chi first came out. I was up near like Buffalo, which has the 40X thing at the Walden Galleria Mall. And I was just like, because I asked the lady, I was just like, what's 40X? And she explains, I was just like, sure, I'll do that one. It was decent. But the most I've ever paid was it was a single day. I paid $50 for two movies. It was last fall. Can you guess what they were?
Uh, I'm not sure.
It was. Then this is in 4DX.
Mhm.
It was for a very special double feature of the original Twister.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. I
And
just
yep,
remembered.
the 1996 Twister and the 2024 Twisters. Fuck me, that was a wild ride. Holy shit. When they say hold on in the movie, you better clench your booty cheeks and hold on. That was the most invigorating experience I have ever had watching a movie.
I can imagine so.
Death grip. I felt bad. I was watching the sequel, or Twisters, the second one,
Mm.
and I felt bad for the fucking lady sitting next to me because they sit down and now I overheard their conversation. I kind of do that. I like to just eavesdrop on. I like to people listen as well as people watch. And I heard him say like, "How is their first 4DX experience?" I was just like, "Sorry, did you just say it's your first 4DX movie experience?" Like, yeah. I go, "Huh,
Terrible movie
interesting."
to do this for.
And I was like, "Wait, why?" I said, "Well, in the movie they'll say hold on a lot. You might actually want to hold on. Does it get that bad?" Yeah, I just got out of the 1996 Twister that wasn't even made in mind with this technology, and this movie was made with this technology in mind. So yeah, I about got thrown out of my seat in the first one. Y'all better want to hold on. They're like, oh, what have we done? It's like, Steph, why'd you suggest this one for our first 4DX movie? I was just like, yeah, it was. No, popcorn was everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, Jesus.
To
It's
be
like the
fair,
chicken jockey from Minecraft.
oh god, to be fair, 4DX is not the one time I've seen the most popcorn get thrown up in the air.
Was it Minecraft movie?
No, incredibly not. Incredibly, that did not happen down here in Mexico. That was a very American thing to happen.
The theater I was in got lucky because that never happened at the theater that we were in.
Yeah, no, it didn't happen here either. Not even in the premiere. Uh, no. Incredibly, it wasn't Solo a Star Wars story,
What?
and it was an accident.
Oh.
But it was funny as hell because uh, it was a chain reaction, and I started it.
Conaz.
So I was watching, and I didn't remember this story until right now. So I was
Oh
watching,
no.
and suddenly, like I don't know what I did. It was the premiere, so everybody was dressed up and all,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what I did. Like I shifted in my seat or something, and I hit my popcorn bucket with, I think it was my lightsaber, and it,
Of course, you had a lightsaber with you.
of course, and it poured over onto the guys in front of me, and they got startled and they went like, "Oh shit!" and they threw their sop in the air, and it landed in the guys in front of them, and the same kept happening, and it happened for like 5 rows,
Oh my
and I was like, "Oh
god.
god, oh god." Like, I'm
Oh,
sorry, everybody. I'm
Conaz.
sorry, everybody.
Conaz.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
I know. It
How do
was.
you how are you that chaotic?
I don't know, man. It's just in my nature, I guess.
My god, dude. This is why we do this podcast, because we break out the stuff that would never come up during the streams.
Honestly,
'Cause I don't think this conversation would have ever come up during a regular stream.
I don't know. When the streams were so fucking chaotic, it probably would have come up.
Possibly if we're playing like a fucking movie theater simulator or some
Yeah, probably.
Oh god. When PB was just like in our chat, she's just like, I want to play American Truck Sim at some point. I was just like, it has multiplayer. Like, it does? Yeah. She's like,
Yeah.
yes, please. I'm like, fuck yeah. I
Oh my god.
You're finally gonna have a convoy for when I do when the New York DLC drops, and I can do Bakersfield, California to New York.
Hell yeah. Hell
Ah,
yeah.
fuck yeah. That's what the game still exists, not should exist. I finally, so since the last podcast, I got my hands on the Maya Mini. You and I've talked about it a little bit.
Yes.
I've finally been playing Pokemon Blue.
How are you finding your Pokemon Blue experience there?
I am liking it a lot.
Who was
So,
your starter?
okay, I want you to guess.
It was Squirtle.
Correct.
You're a good guy.
Yep, I started with Squirtle. Yeah, I was just like, I want Squirtle. I don't know why I want Squirtle, but I want Squirtle. As you know, I named my rival Kanaz,
Yes.
so I can consistently
Yeah.
kick the shit out of Kanaz. He chose Bulbasaur.
Yeah, of course he does. He always chooses the one that's strong against your Pokemon.
Mm. Yeah, this is not helping him out very much.
No, probably not.
So,
To be
as someone who's
fair,
never-
I would have never picked a Bulbasaur. I would have never picked a Bulbasaur.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sure. We know
I'm
you
no,
guys.
like okay, no, like actually, Bulbasaur is my least favorite of the three
The
starters
three
from
starters,
the
yeah.
first gen. Is my least favorite, and like he's not terrible, but I tried at one point doing a run with him, and I didn't like it.
Mm.
I don't like Bulbasaur. I did run the game and 100%ed it way back in the day
Mm.
with Squirrel.
Yeah.
And the best part about that is I refused to let him evolve on that one run.
Oh, really?
So I went all the way up to the final bosses with a Squirtle, with a level 100 Squirtle.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
The issue that I have right now is so my Squirtle, I named Squire. He did evolve because I didn't realize what the fuck was happening. I didn't know how to like not make it happen because
Yeah.
I've legitimately going in blind. I know, it's like I know nothing about Pokemon. I'm not looking anything up or anything. I'm playing it as it would have been played back in the day.
Yeah.
No guy, nothing. Just straight up. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. I'm just winging it right now.
Fair enough.
Through just wing. So right now, I've kind of like most of my Pokemon right now are pretty even level. Like
Okay.
except for my starter. Squire, my Squirtle, is now level like 20 fucking 2, 23. Everything else is like 11, 12. I think there's like a 13 in there.
Yeah.
I need to level everybody else up.
Okay.
Like desperately. Especially since I've been going through. So through sheer just luck, determination, and I don't even know, I have managed both Brock and Misty's gym badge on the first try.
That is lucky, yeah.
Misty. So Brock was easy because I had a Squirtle. I had a water type. So
Yeah,
Brock
yeah.
was a
Brock
fucking
is
cakewalk.
yeah, Brock is a cakewalk.
Misty. Oh boy. So by this point, I had the Squirtle.
Hmm.
I had I think a Pidgey, a Spearow, a fucking Pikachu.
Okay.
I have two Pikachus actually. I caught them back to back, which was funny.
Nice.
A Rattata
Hmm.
and a Zubat.
Okay.
Because I
Solid
got
team.
so sick of I got so fucking sick of the Zubats, dude.
Oh,
I-
yeah, it happens.
I just If I see
Yeah.
if I see a Zubat, if I'm like walking through a fucking a Pokemon aisle at a shop and I see a Zubat, it's on site, bro. It's on
Oh,
site.
let me guess. You have gone through Mount Moon, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You have to go through Mount Moon
Okay.
to get to Misty's, I think. I don't know.
You're at Misty's at the moment, right?
Yeah, I've just beaten her like the other day.
Here's one piece of advice that I'm gonna give you. Trying not to spoil much.
Mm-hmm.
The second you can get your hands on a few repellents, do.
Oh yeah, I know. Justin already told me.
Okay. Yeah,
Justin
you're.
told me to get the repels.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a
Yeah.
lot of Subats
Yep.
in your future.
Yep. Uh, so so I get to that town. I
Hmm.
go into the Misty gym,
Hmm.
and as I'm like walking up, I fight the first trainer. All right, yeah, he kind of that does some damage, but I'm still all right. Yeah, I'm still in good standings to go fight Misty.
Hmm.
Uh, so I go up. There's a second trainer because I was expecting there'd only be one, but there's a second trainer before Misty. Fought them. All right, some of my few are low, but I haven't used my Squirtle yet because water versus water don't really fucking do shit.
Yeah.
So I think one of them is kind of like on the lower side, and I used a potion. Like I got him up to 3/4 health.
Okay.
So I get to Misty,
Aha.
and it comes up, fucking all of her shit's like nearly like level 20
Okay.
or whatever. And by this point, I think it was like high teens. It was like 17 or 18 or whatever.
Yeah.
Most of my crew, bar Squire, my Squirtle, was fucking like 10, 11.
Mhm.
I'm vastly under leveled. So we start off with a Pikachu. All right.
Mhm.
Starts off. She goes first. One shots the Pikachu.
Damn.
Like, okay. All right. I bring out, I think it's my Spearow, which I nicknamed Captain Sparrow,
Mhm.
because you know.
Yeah. I get it.
Dun. uh, I get a few good hits in before he gets taken out. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I bring out my Pidgey, nicknamed Piano, because I'm shit at coming up with names. I get the first water type down. She only had 2 Pokemon. I get the first one down. Sweet. Awesome. We're good. Second dude comes up. Fucking one shots Piano. Like,
Mhm.
wipes out Piano.
Damn.
All right. It's fine. And I still got my Rattata, who was already getting like 3/4 health,
Yeah.
and the Zubat. So I bring out the Zubat, who I nicknamed Zubul. I get one attack off with Zubul. Didn't do
Okay.
fuck all. Zubul gets one shot. I'm like,
Okay.
bring out Rattata. Get like a few hits in there. Rattata goes down. So I am left with nothing but Squire, who was at half health.
Okay.
And by now, her Pokemon's at half health. It turned into a motherfucking slugfest between the two water types.
Of course it does.
Straight up. It was just fucking like tackle. I'm sitting there, I'm fucking sweating bullets. I'm like, oh my god, am I actually going to pull this off? And fucking final hit that I sent was a crit. Got it. It's like, fucking victory! I beelined it straight to the Pokemon. So I was like, Nurse Joy,
Yeah, of
please.
course.
Oh my god, my heart though is just like, oh, you did it. I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not doing a Nuzlocke.
Oh
Fuck,
no, fuck that
dude.
shit. You would be dead.
Because I initially considered like when I first started like thinking about how I want to get into it, because I've seen like people like Pokemon Nuzlocke challenges and stuff like that. I'm like, that would be really dumb to be like, I'm gonna do a Pokemon Nuzlocke as my first ever like true Pokemon experience. I'm so
No,
fucking
no.
glad.
Why would you do that to yourself? Like, no.
Cause I like have fucking suffering apparently.
Apparently.
It's just like, yeah, it'll be fine. No, I'm
So
fuck.
I take it you've watched the anime at one point.
No,
You haven't watched the cartoon ever?
no, I know.
Okay,
I
so
know fuck all about Pokemon. They like names keep coming up in the game, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
yeah, fair enough. Okay, so there is one episode, one of the very first episodes ever, where Ash is fighting this bug catcher trainer,
Hmm. The
and
bricks.
Ash sends out a a Metapod,
Yeah.
and fucking the guy also sends out a Metapod, and it's a battle of who can harden the hardest.
Isn't Metapod's only move hardened? 'Cause I caught a Metapod early on named Megatron, and he
Yeah,
didn't do like I was like expecting like every now and again I just like throw him out in a battle like, oh, this is an easy battle, I'm just gonna throw him out just like for some quick XP.
yeah.
I think I got up to like level 10 where everyone else got like a new move at level 10. He just didn't. I'm like, does this motherfucker only have Harden? What? I put him in storage because it's just like I'm not gonna fucking keep him on hand.
Yeah, no. So the only way to get it, where it, where Harden is not his only move, is to evolve it from a Caterpie that knows other moves.
Oh, what about TM machines?
Uh, I'm not entirely sure if they can take him.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because I've got like 3 of them on hand right now. I just haven't used them yet because nothing that I have fucking like takes them.
I mean, you can try, but I'm not sure there's
No,
any
I
moves that
tried.
Metapod can use.
Oh, I haven't tried them on Metapod because I've gotten them after I put them in fucking storage. But
But yeah, honestly, like Metapod, I did once get into a fight with a bug catcher who you had a Metapod who could only use Harden. And the problem is I ran out of PP for the move, for the tackle move, and it only had Harden, and I could not run away.
oh, you get stun lock then.
I got locked in that, and I had to restart the game.
Oh my god.
It was hilarious because I did stay there for about 20 minutes, just harden,
Yeah.
harden, 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 harden. Because the
Be
other
able to
thing is, if you run out of PP of all your moves, they give you another move.
Oh.
That's just like a kind of like a body slam kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And you can actually make damage. But I was like, dude, this is gonna take so long. Like, no. Because like that's
Yeah,
a
'cause by the
system.
time-
Yeah, that's a system so that you don't get locked up like that.
The defense would be so fucking high though.
Yeah.
You'd be there for an hour.
Yup.
Oh god, that's fucking wild. But no, like I am thoroughly enjoying it so far because like
Good.
I will say with my mini, the battery life is garbage.
Yeah,
Fuck,
that's the
dude.
one problem with the mini. It doesn't have the best battery life. But like it can last you a couple, a few hours. But
I think most I can get out of it is like 2. Like
yeah,
probably
around that.
little over 2.
Yeah, it's somewhere between 2 and 3 hours of constant play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one problem with
'Cause-
the console.
Like it's like the main reason why like I wanted it is doing drives and shit like that. If I beat the driver there, or like if I get to work early, I could just like
Yeah.
Because right now I just have it like in the little side pocket of my my lunchbox. So I'm just like, I'm here early. I'm just gonna fucking whip it out and like play like 5-10 minutes of Pokemon. Because that's what I absolutely love about the Bayou. It's like I could just turn it off in like the
Yeah.
middle of a thing, and it like when I turn it back on, it just resumes from that point.
Yes. Yes.
It's like,
That's
oh thank God.
actually amazing. That's a godsend because back when I played Pokemon Blue, that was not a thing.
Yeah. So
Like
I'm
you
able to
had the
just
Game Boy. Yeah.
yeah pick up from where I left off, and not. So it's just like, oh sweet.
Yeah. I remember this one time way back in the day. I was in, I want to say primary school, and I was playing on my Game Boy. Like I got bored in class and I started playing with my Game Boy, and I was playing Pokemon Blue, and I was in the middle of a Pokemon battle when the teacher caught me,
Huh.
and they took away my Game Boy, and this was a Friday too,
No.
and they were like,
No.
no, no, you're getting it back on Monday. I'm like, oh shit.
No.
No, but here's the fun part about this. They took it and they took it to the I want to say the principal's office, and they put it in a storage closet. And I was like, oh shit, well, I'll get it on Monday. I got it back on Monday. They didn't turn it off. It stayed
Oh
running
no.
in that Pokemon battle for a whole weekend. And when they gave it to me, it was still on and it was still running and it still had a lot of battery.
How?
I have no. Well, it was idled, so it was not really
Oh yeah,
consuming a lot
fair.
of energy. But
Yeah, fair.
still, I was impressed.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Oh god, how make them look like I used to. I just, I, part of me still wishes like at the end of the day that I could have like found an old like a way to actually like it's like quote unquote properly play this game and not through a fucking emulation. Same
Yeah.
time, but just fuck me though. It's so expensive for these goddamn games. It's like
Yeah, Pokemon
what
gets
the
expensive
hell?
fast,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, at least you got that
Uh,
one and you can put the game
yeah.
you want to play in there. What you're doing is actually really smart. Having just loading up the games that you want to play in there. Uh, Unlike me, because I have a fuck ton of games in there, and I
Oh, so
never
what
know
I
exactly
did,
what I'm gonna play.
yeah, no, like, so what I did was like that. The one thing that I found, it had like a bunch of fucking games on it. Like, I have like a large list of games, but I just favorited the Pokemon ones because that's the only reason I bought this thing. I have maybe like once I'm finished with the Pokemon stuff, I'll go through play like some of the other stuff.
Yeah,
But I legitimately just wanted to play Pokemon.
yeah,
That
that's
is it.
perfectly
And
fine.
now, yeah, now I finally have something that I can actually play, not just like like Ruby or Sapphire or something like that. Where because that's the thing is, all right. So if I actually like enjoyed, so it was like cost saving measure. All right, if I didn't like the thing, first off, I could have just returned it on Amazon, got my money back if I didn't
Yeah,
like the device. Uh, I'm only out $50 versus $150 as most of the
yeah,
copies of fucking Emerald or Ruby or Sapphire would have been. And I can also play like if I actually did enjoy Pokemon, which I am playing through Blue.
mhm,
I'm not gonna be like, all right, I played through Blue, which was probably like $200 nowadays, not even
yeah,
including the fact that I need to get a Game Boy. So I'd probably $300 in for trying to play Pokemon Blue, another 100 for trying to play Sapphire.
mhm,
So that's like fucking like half a grand just to play fucking Pokemon. Where now
yeah,
I'm $50.
yeah. It's tough
Uh,
nowadays.
yeah,
But yeah,
it
at least you
is.
can get that, and now you can also play some of the other ones. Like
Mm-hmm.
for example, you can play the next generation, which I mean, I think it's Gold, Silver, and
Yeah.
Crystal, and stuff like that. And then also at one point or another, you can play the remake,
Oh yeah.
which is Leaf Green, which is actually pretty cool. It has some new mechanics in it. but it's basically just a remake of Blue.
Okay. Yeah, I would like boot it up, but it's currently like downstairs in my fucking lunchbox right now.
Yeah,
Because I
that's
didn't really
fine.
use it today, so the battery was still at like over 50%.
Yeah, that's fine.
And with it being like a cheaper device, I don't want to like constantly have it charging.
Yeah, of course. No,
So,
understandably.
um,
Understandably, and
so
the other thing that I do recommend is get yourself a car charger for a that takes USB-C. Like
yeah, I have some.
that's just gonna help you out to in drive. So if you run out of battery,
Keep it,
you can
yeah,
keep it on.
yeah. I have several USB-C car chargers.
Good.
Keep some in my go bag just in case. And most of our vehicles are actually equipped with like a USB-C slash iPhone
Ah,
charger.
good.
It's like a split. So
Fair
so
enough.
earlier,
Uh-huh.
so last week, or middle of the week, the end of the week, you sent me a message saying, "Hey, watch the first part of this Philip DeFranco video.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about it?"
How long are we into the? Ooh,
We're
I don't know if
hour 14.
I don't know if we're gonna have a lot of time to do this.
That's fine. We'll be all right.
If not, we can
So this
cover it next
podcast
week.
goes. Well, there's other stuff that I want to cover. There's some other stuff that I want to talk about next week because I mean we didn't even get to the other thing that literally dropped today, and I'm like, ugh. I can put that on the docket for next week because there's already something that I want to talk about with you next week, and it's film related stuff.
Okay.
So we could kind of like have this one be like this specific episode be like a more gaming centered. The
Fair
next it could be more film centered one.
Fair
Yeah, we
enough.
did talk about popcorn and like movies and stuff like that, but
I mean, yeah.
so
So go right
I
ahead.
think like, you're the one who sent this to me. This
Yeah,
is
but
your
you're the one
topic.
who read the article earlier.
I didn't read the article. I just brought up the fucking website.
Oh well, you went into the website. You did one more step than I did.
I fucking hate you. All right. So last week, Kenneth sent me a video on from Philip DeFranco, and it was one of his news videos, and it was about this certain segment was about a few members of the creator community. Was it Pirate Software? It was like a naysayer, and then who stood? Was it Moist Critical?
I think it was Moist Critical. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I don't want to talk about like the drama side of things. I'm not gonna touch base on that. But it kind of brought to light something that I didn't even know was a thing because I'm a bad at news journalism. Good job, brain. Thank you.
Good job, dude.
Fuck me, son of a.
No, thank you.
I'm not good at like looking at things, but it brought this to my attention. Stop Killing Games. And I'm going to be reading off of Stop Killing Games' official website. Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have customers. An increasing number of video games are sold effectively as goods with no stated expiration date, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support from the publisher ends. This practice is a form of planned obsolescence and that is not only detrimental to customers, but makes preservation effectively impossible. Furthermore, the legality of the practice is largely untested in many countries. Over the past year, we have successfully escalated complaints on this problem to consumer agencies in France, Germany, and Australia. Good day. And have brought forth petitions for the new law on this problem to various countries. A list of the actions taken to date can be viewed here. It's a hyperlink. As of 2025, most consumer action on this matter has concluded, and we on it from several governments. However, there are a few remaining avenues left where people can participate if they are eligible. And it's a petition.
Yes.
So, and one of the examples that I know was not necessarily brought up in any, like, not necessarily brought up here, but I am well aware of this because it was an and I'll let kind of Knaz talk a little bit more about this
Mhm.
because it says project. This subject of games being shut down by the developers was a topic that we were initially going to have on the topic of game show.
Yes.
Knaz, if you'd like to further discuss what we had planned for that episode.
Well, basically, talk about the point of view from the consumer and the point of view from, uh, well, some of the developers, because we do have some people we know who might be, well, who are developing video games. So, in part, it was an effort to try to understand both point of views on why game is made that way. But then we saw this news and we were like, damn, the second I saw it, I was like, well, this is something we wanted to talk about, and it's now happening. And yeah, honestly, I myself, like personally, I am in the camp of games should not be dead after you purchase them, just because they shut down the server. Like, games should be able to be played offline, even if their main game is online. And I'm gonna talk about even games that I'm not particularly such a fan of. Games like Valorant, games like Fortnite, which I am guilty of playing all of last season of Fortnite because it was Star Wars related, and it was really cool. I got almost all of the battle pass out. Uh,
Knaz! No wonder you don't have time for streaming. Fuck me, dude.
yeah, but that and other games that I actually like the Battlefront games and stuff. Like those games, their main thing is online multiplayer. Like that's the selling point, right? Fortnite is a battle royale game. Valorant's the same. Overwatch 2, uh, like all of those games are multiplayer games in their biggest respect. But for example, one of my favorite games as of recent years, it hasn't shut down yet. It's Star Wars Squadrons, and I love that one because I used to love the Rogue Squadron game, and I used to love flying the X-wings and stuff, and I love the Squadrons because it brought me back to that. And the multiplayer, the online multiplayer, which was the main broad part of the whole game, was amazing. And when it first started, you
It
could
was
get
really
into these
fun.
massive battles, and it was really fucking fun. I even got my own like I met some people online to play that game, and we got our own squadron, which I loved for the most part. We even had a website on it. We were the Penguin Squadron. We were called the Penguin Squadron because penguins can't fly, and neither could we. So yeah, the game has died out. Like if I try to hop online, if if I'm lucky, I'm gonna be able to play one of the game modes, which is the dogfight one, which is a 5v5. But it's very rare to be able to play the main game mode that I used to love so much, which was the fleet battle, where you can go against a Star Destroyer or an M10, or like the capital ship of the other team.
Ooh.
It was amazing to play that online. Amazing. And that one's dead by now. Like it's no longer working. Like you can play it, but you have to queue up for a long time for in order to get into a game, and even then you might not get it.
I'm on Steam Charts thing right now, and I looked up what the current active player count for Legend.
Yeah.
Dude.
What
Dude.
what's the player count?
Guess.
Less than 500.
Yes.
Yeah, figured
The
as much.
24-hour peak was 170.
Yeah, Yeah, the game has effectively died out.
All-time peak 35,000.
Yeah, when it came out, it was amazing. Like the first couple of months of the game were fucking great. I like I remember the day it came out, like my first run of the game, I played for like 26 hours straight.
Yeah.
It was
October of
amazing.
2020, average 5,000. Peak 35,000. November of 2020, average 1,367. Peak 4,200.
Yeah, it
That
died out
is
really
a
fast.
Yeah, that is a 70, pretty much 75%
Drop.
drop.
Yeah, it died out really, really fast. But those 4,000 that that you mentioned at peak were
Hmm.
a very dedicated player base. Very dedicated. Like there were Discord servers for this game, a lot of them,
Yeah.
and there still are, but they're very rarely being played
Hmm.
anymore. Uh, used to love the game, and I still love it because if I want to, I can play against the computer.
Yeah.
It has a way to play against AI, and it has a campaign. So whenever I want to just chill out and fly an X-wing for a while, I can boot it up
Hmm.
and I can still play it. And when EA eventually decides to shut the server down, I'm probably gonna still be able to play it as a
Yeah.
single player game. It happened the same way back in the day with the Star Wars Battlefront 2, the classic one. It went out of service and you could still play it as a single player. And even then, people found out a way to actually play multiplayer online
Hmm.
without the servers being active. And that is something that is being mentioned on the Stop Killing Games thing. That maybe the game company should release a way for people to make their own servers for the games. And I actually
So,
support that.
so here's kind of where my take on it.
Mm,
So you had mentioned stuff like Valorant, Fortnite, what stuff, games like that.
yeah.
My shtick on this is if the game by default is, and I am ignoring microtransactions completely because microtransactions, I mean, any purchase is optional. Microtransactions are especially optional.
Yeah.
If the game by default, the base game, was free to play, and the developers decide they want to shut down the servers, I in my mind would say, all right, that they are within their right, because if the server is someone who ran a Minecraft server, Galactic Chaos,
Yeah.
servers are expensive,
Yes, of course.
very expensive. So when you have a free to play game, if it's not generating enough revenue, then like if that is not helping you generate revenue and you want to axe it,
Yeah.
you kind of got to axe it. I mean, it's understandable. Like you, like if people like lose out on being able to play that game.
Yeah.
The flip side though is when you pay money for a game and you can't play that game, period, anymore.
Hmm.
I'm looking at specifically one game company
Yep.
and one game. Well, I don't even think you and I are thinking the same thing. I'm thinking The Crew.
I was thinking the same one.
And, and everyone's favorite company, Ubisoft. I want to fucking strangle them.
Okay,
Me,
so
me and Ubisoft right now. Bad blood. A lot of bad blood.
yeah, on
That
that I
is
agree.
you that is a game that people have spent like money on and bought, like the original crew. People bought that game full price, and it's a fucking racing game. It's a racing game. You mean to tell me that you couldn't, in any way, shape, or form, which most of it, yes, where there was like your challenges and shit, you were technically racing against other people, but a lot of the time, in a lot of the races, you're racing against fucking comps.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me that it wouldn't be that, it would be so difficult to just say, all right, we're shutting down the service of this game. Here is this update where it will just download the world to your, like, it's a big update. That's what happens when you have a map the size of a map that's a scaled down version of the United States of fuck America.
Yeah.
We're going to push this update through. In this update, it's going into an offline state. Everything is now like, there are no scoreboards left, sadly. You're you're going against yourself, as you wouldn't say, like, oh, I don't know, Burnout Paradise.
Yeah.
Or with Steam, it can link to other people's things off of Steam. It could, so you're racing against your friends and shit.
Yeah.
Still possibly have a way of just doing like co-op and whatnot.
Yeah. Or even couch co-op.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, with the crew, you'd be better off just like your Ashton your levels of co-op. Like one person can boot up a thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
and y'all race. It's like it's stuff like that that is well within a company the size of Ubisoft's capabilities of doing.
Yep. But they won't.
Seriously, that is not a complex thing to figure out. I mean, you've got indie devs, fucking Repo. You've got Repo. You've got what was the Lethal Company? You've got all of these games made by 1-2 people that have co-op.
Yeah.
Seriously, guys.
Yeah, it's messed up.
And I feel as if, so while I see it two sides of the companies giving out that information.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, here are the source files for this game. Because what I could see the possible, I could see somehow people using that stuff for like malicious purposes. I hate to think that way, but I know how the fucking world works anymore.
Yeah.
So what I would rather see is, all right, so I'm going to take Bethesda, and I'll say specifically the guys that were already, like, before the Oblivion remaster came out,
Mhm.
the guys that were doing the Sky Oblivion mod, that was
Okay.
basically remaking Oblivion in the Skyrim engine, like a
Yes.
full-on mod. Did you hear what the Bethesda did?
I did not. But I imagine
So-
it was not good.
No. Bethesda turned around, and as a thank you gift for that crew and that
Okay.
team doing it, they gave them all free copies of Oblivion Remastered and said,
Oh, that's
keep
cool.
up, keep up the good work. Like,
That's
you
actually
guys
cool.
are, like, you guys are killing it. Keep up the good work. Here's free copies of this game.
Yeah.
Like, I think kind of like, it wasn't just like the copies, like collector's editions and shit. It was like I could be wrong about that, but I know at the bare minimum, Bethesda turned around and said, these guys are doing a kick-ass job. They're gonna keep doing it because they're awesome and they want to do it.
Yeah.
Here's free copies of the game. They didn't have to do that, but they were like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty nice, honestly. Like, good guy Bethesda.
Where
And it's weird for me
Yeah.
to say that.
yeah, right. We're turn around and we'll say look at Take-Two Interactive
Mm.
and how they've literally have, like, I distinctly remember this being an article. at
Okay.
one point in time. I think it was for the GTA 6 leaks or something like that, or GTA 6 like some with one of the GTAs.
Ah.
Take-Two sent the fucking Pinkerton group to some dude's house. Do you know what the Pinkertons are?
No, I have no idea.
Okay. So, hold on. So, I'm trying to see if I can find it. Okay, so never mind. I get something else. So, the Pinkertons basically are, uh, the Pinkertons essentially was like it was something that the U.S. had like many, like in the early days of the U.S. Basically, the Pinkertons initially was like this like government group, and they did shit like they were initially a government group. They did a lot of bad things, and the government said basically it was just like, you are no longer part of us. And
Gotcha.
Anti-Pinkerton Act of 1893. That's how fucking old the Pinkertons are.
Okay.
And basically, the Pinkertons were, to a certain extent, I believe, like private and like not necessarily private investigators, but it's I don't know too much, so I'm not gonna go further detail. But I thought I heard one thing, but I think it's actually in Red Dead 2, the Pinkertons were featured as like the main villains, and the Pinkertons fucking Rockstar, because Pinkertons still exist, they just can't do government work.
Okay.
And they sued Rockstar, Take-Two. But I distinctly remember and seeing something that like Take-Two sent like this group of people to some dude's fucking house, like a group of people to some dude's house.
Holy shit.
Because he was just like leaking information or something. I swear to God, this is the thing.
Wasn't it after the guy who leaked the trailer?
Take-Two sent a guy to a house.
Because I remember the trailer got leaked.
Take-Two sends private investigators to GTA 5 modder's house.
Oh, okay.
That's what some of the stuff. Ha! Here we go. This is from fucking 9 years ago. Jesus.
Oh god.
This is November 10th, 2015. Almost 10 years ago. Fuck me. Take-Two reportedly sent private investigators to a modder's home. What's this? Take-Two's reportedly sent a couple of private investigators to the home of GTA 5 modder to intimidate them into seizing the development of the 5M online multiplayer mod. Oh, it's that. So 5M is, so you know how Dave does all of his RP streams and shit
Yes.
for GTA Online?
Yes.
That's through 5M. 5M is basically, so GTA Online is the thing. 5M is basically a modded version of the multiplayer to allow people to do like those RP things, to have like custom events and whatnot. But because it's a modding thing, you can also fucking mod money into it and do GTA Online accounts.
Okay.
When you do that, you can't buy the shark cards that Rockstar sells. So Take-Two, they in their minds were losing money on because this mod existed. So they tried to get these guys to fucking stop making the 5M mod. Kind of backfired because people just started boycotting their fucking game.
Of course, understandably.
And the 5M still ended up coming out because again, it's like widely used in the online community, and not just for that, but also for Red Dead.
Yeah.
Red Dead Online, for like Red Dead RP service.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you got a good guy Bethesda who's like seeing the modders and like integrating that stuff into like their games now when it comes to like Skyrim, because you've got like the Creators Club and stuff like that. So they're trying to integrate the modders and trying to like work with those guys. And you got Take-Two that are basically giving the middle finger to everyone and If you do anything, we will fucking end you.
Yeah, we'll fight you to the end.
And then there's Nintendo. Rockstar will intimidate you. Nintendo will sue you, and
Oh, yeah.
Bethesda will give you a pat on the back.
Yeah, we'll sue you. Nintendo will sue you to the ground.
And Ubisoft's shit just doesn't fucking work.
I mean, yeah.
Which makes me
It's-
disappointed because I have a game in my Steam library that I've been wanting to play. Watch Dogs 2. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I want to play Watch Dogs 2, but
Yeah,
it's a Ubisoft game. And a lot of times Ubisoft games don't work.
just play it, man.
Well, it's also time.
I mean, I'm
but
also pissed at Ubisoft at the moment because my Rainbow Six Siege stopped working, and I can't fix it. And I haven't been able to play it in a while.
Oh, my Uno stopped working. I
Yeah,
can't play
your
Uno
stopped
anymore.
working as well. I remember that.
Even though I fucking don't like Ubisoft, I keep hearing so many good things about, well, a podcast that I've been listening to, an older one. They keep talking about Watch Dogs Legion
Okay.
and how it was like such an amazing thing because in Watch Dogs Legion, from what I understand, there really isn't you don't play as like one main protagonist. The main
Okay.
protagonists of the story are like in the background in a sense.
Okay.
You play as literally anybody on the street. You can take over basically any of these like operatives of like the hacker group that you're part of,
Mhm.
and each one of these individuals has their own specific like special unique abilities and stats, and like you could take over one guy who is a fucking jogger
Okay.
and is like super, like his cardio is super high, stuff like that. He's like super high stamina. But
Yeah.
he can't fight for shit.
Damn.
It sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it does.
And I remember I was like, I want to pick this up because this sounds super fucking cool, and I want to give it a shot. Right now, the reviews are mixed. Understandable. It's a Ubisoft game. Right now, a lot of people having the same issues that I am with, which is they try and fucking play it, and it doesn't work anymore because it gets links to some random ass account.
Yeah.
So I went to go look it up the other day, and I was just like, I wonder how much it is. Mind you, this game came out. This is a lot more recent than I thought. Came out 2 years ago.
Okay.
$60.
Damn. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
I said, go fuck yourself. I'm not paying $60 for a game that might not even fucking work.
Yeah.
And it went on Steam sale and it's $9.
Oh. Well,
So I
damn.
bought it.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at it. I should have got the I'm not sure what it like consists of, but I should have got the Watch Dogs Legion Ultimate Edition.
Mm.
$120 down to $24. I'm not even sure what I get, but hold on, here we go. Ultimate Edition includes the game, the season pass. Why is there a season pass in a fucking single player game?
I don't know, bro.
It's Ubisoft. What do I expect?
Yeah.
Oh, there's online PvP, online co-op. Wait, fucking what?
Oh.
Fancy. Okay. Regardless. Yeah. So, I don't know. With the just killing games thing, it's like I agree with them because at the end of the day, while sure I never actually finished the point of what I was saying. Forgot my side tangent. I feel like if I understand that a game company might not want to give out all of the assets. However, I feel like if a team approached them,
Uh-huh.
I feel like they should create like a website or something, or like a point where you can contact like a certain individual, and you have to like go through like this like checklist or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you go through this checklist and basically say, hey, I have a team of people that want to, like, of dedicated individuals that want to redo this, here's our portfolio, or here's like our qualifications. At that point, I feel like a studio should be like, okay, yeah, here you go. Instead of just being like, spread it out for everybody on the internet, I feel like it should be like, all right, if you want this, you gotta like go through just like a quick and dirty. All right,
Yeah.
why do you deserve this in a sense?
Yeah.
So that way you're not just because the reason why I feel like a dedicated team should pick it up instead of it just being spread out over the internet is because you have people that will throw something together like quick, dirty, cheap, and shitty just to scam other people.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, that's gonna happen. But I mean, I'm just saying there should be like developers should find a way
Oh yeah, so for sure.
to make games playable after they're pulled.
Oh yeah.
Because like it goes back to the whole thing, and this is another whole thing we can discuss another day of why like the games I buy online, I should own them.
Huh. Yeah. The whole Ubisoft thing of you gamers need to be okay with not owning their games,
Then why the hell am I paying for the games?
especially the markups that they are nowadays.
Exactly. So yeah, that's a whole thing. But
I'll mark that down for episode 5.
yeah, exactly. But oh well. It's interesting. It's interesting, it's weird. It's a whole mess of things.
Yeah. I have another idea for next week.
Very good.
Film adaptation. So spoilers for next week. One of the things I want to talk, because we're gonna wrap this episode out here in a minute. A few things I want to talk about next week. Preliminary is more of a film. Just today on June 30th. Well, it's now July 1st. For me,
Yeah.
a book to movie adaptation trailer has just been released. Project Hail Mary, the book written by Andy Weir, the creator of The Martian, that just got dropped today, and oh boy, it looks fucking good. I'll talk because I am so fucking hyped. And I also want to talk more about just like book to film adaptations in general next week.
All right.
Because I feel like that would be really interesting to discuss with you.
Sure thing. Let's
And
do
then
it.
another thing, since you work down in the film industry in Mexico, and
Yep.
I'm working in the film industry up here, I want to talk to you about gear names because fuck me, gear has so many different names that I
Yep.
want to know if you guys have different names for the same shit as we do up here.
We're gonna
Probably, but I
find
want
out.
to figure out which ones. Yep, I want to figure out which ones.
Some of them we don't.
Fucking duckbills, crackers, beadboard holders. Fuck, it's all the same fucking thing. But folks, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I almost just threw my pen out the window. Folks, hope you guys enjoyed this stream, this episode of the Chaoticast. I've been your wonderful host. It's a Chas,
I don't know
joined
about
by the
wonderful, but-
magnificent, the absolutely intolerable host. It's a Chas, joined
Thank
by the absolutely beautiful and magnificent Mr. Kanaz Gaming.
Oh, you're talking about me? No, I don't associate with any of that, what you just said, but I would say the mildly terrible.
I'm Chase.
I'm Gnes.
We've been the host of the Chaoticast. Remember, folks, good luck, have fun, and take care. We'll hear y'all in the
Bye-bye.
next one. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra. Like, developers should find a way.
Yeah. Fuck me.